Hi, it's me again. Today we're going to find our Google Draw, which we can find inside Google Drive, which is, remember, Banyan, Lion and San Martin colours. Once we've found our Google Draw, we're going to find out how to undo mistakes, which is really useful if you make a mistake. And then we're going to learn how to change the colour of our shapes. And remember, when you see this screen, that means you pause the video and have a go yourself. Now let's get signed in. Now if you're in school, I'd like you to sign into your Chromebook using your QR code. If you're at home, you're going to have to sign in using your Velocity username, followed by @g.sjs.edu.hk, and then your password, which is a colour and an animal. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to let you have a go. So, I've just typed in Velocity SJS. And if you're in school, when you sign into your Chromebook, this will be there automatically. But if you're at home, you need to type this in. Now I'm going to click Login in the top right-hand corner. And if I can see my username, I can click on it here. Or if I can't, I can click Use Another Account and type in my Velocity username followed by @g.sjs.edu and then click Next. Now I put in my password, and if I want to see my password so I can write it and check that I've spelt it correctly, I can click on the I. When I've done that, press Next, and I've signed in. So, now it's your turn. Here's the pause the video, and sign in, either on a Chromebook at school or at home using your Velocity username and password. Now that we've signed in, let's go to Velocity. So we'll click on Google Drive, which is green, yellow and blue. That's at the bottom of the Velocity page, and click on My Drive. This is different from last time, so we've got to make sure we click on My Drive. Then we are going to find the document that we were working on last time, which will say copy of your class and your teacher needs a body. We're going to click on it once with a pointing finger, it will go blue, and then we press enter or return. And have a look, does it say view only at the top? So let's have a look. Click on Google Drive at the bottom of our screen. Make sure it's on My Drive. And then look for the Google Draw that we started last time. Click on it once with one pointing finger. It will go blue, and then we can press enter or return depending on the computer that we're on. Hey, this is what we were doing last time. And look, it doesn't say view only, because we made a copy. That's right, now we can edit it. Over to you, you have a go. Now that we've found our document from before, we've checked that we can edit it, now let's remind ourselves how to move shapes around. So with two pointing fingers, so we need two hands for this. With one hand, I'm going to mouse over one of the shapes, and then I click and hold. With the other pointing finger on the other hand, I then move the shape around, and when the shape is where I want it, I let go with both pointing fingers. So we can see what happens when you click and hold. There's a blue line that appears around the shape, and then you can move it around. You have a go at moving some of the shapes that we moved last week using two hands and two pointing fingers. These are your head scratching fingers. Now, we've just had a go at moving things around, but sometimes we make mistakes. And if you do make a mistake, you can use this arrow. It's called an undo arrow. So if you move something around and it goes, well, somewhere you don't want it, then instead of trying to put it back using our two pointing fingers and the touchpad, you can just press undo. Have a go at that. Move a shape, and then to put it back where it was, you can press undo. And if you move two things or do two things, and if you press undo twice, it will put two things back. Undo is a really useful tool, and it's quicker than trying to put things back carefully. Have a go at moving one, two, or maybe even three shapes, and then pressing undo to put them back. Now that we know how undo works, let's have a go at changing colours of the shapes. We need to find a paint pot, and we'll find a paint pot at the top, then you can choose any of these colours and the shapes will go that colour. And if you don't like a colour and you want to turn it back, guess what? You can use undo. I'll show you how to do this, and then you're going to have a go. This is very exciting. So click on a shape, and then at the top, you're looking for the paint pot. Can you see the paint pot just here? Do one click. And now choose a colour with another click, and it will go that colour. Let's try another shape. One click. One click on the paint pot, and then one click on the colour that we want. Let's try one more time. Click on the paint pot, click on the colour. Wow, this is fun. And remember, if you want to turn something back to the colour it was, use the undo button. Now we've practiced undo and changing colour, I've got an extra bit, and this is optional. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, and if you're finding it tricky. But if you've used Google Drive before, or you want an extra challenge for this week, have a go at this. And we are going to add a shape. So far, your teacher's bodies are made out of different shapes, and we can add more by clicking on shape at the top. So do one click, and then I mouse over shapes. Don't have to click here, and I'll get all these different options of shapes. And I can choose the shape that I want and do one click on it. And it's just a click, not a click and hold. So click on shapes, mouse over shapes, find the shape that I want, single click, and then once we're in Google Draw, you're going to click and hold. I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'll show you what my fingers are doing, so you can see how I use the touchpad. So click on shapes, mouse over shapes, the word, choose the shape that I want, position the little crosshair where I want it. Now click and hold with one finger. With my other pointing finger on my other hand, I'm going to drag. And when the shape is the size and place that I want it, I let go with both fingers. Let's have another go, but this time you'll be able to see my fingers. So, click on shape, one click. Mouse over shapes, put the cursor on the shape that I want, another click. Now, put the crosshair where I want, click and hold this time, drag with my other pointing finger. When it's the size that I want it, let go with both pointing fingers. And if I click back on the shape, click, I can even adjust the size by clicking on the blue square, clicking and holding, let go, and it will resize the shape. You have a go. And remember, this is quite tricky. So if you don't get it first time, don't worry. And if you make a mistake, just use undo and start again. Great, well done for today. We're getting really good at Google Draw, and we've done this once in school, and then you're going to get to practice these skills at home. And remember, if you are using a touchpad, use two pointing fingers, use two hands at the same time, it will make it a lot easier. Time to sign out now. Bye-bye.